Is he emotionally mature? Now, big topic. Every girl, they want an emotional mature guy, but what does that really mean? What does a guy who's not emotionally mature look like? It's not good. It's not good. I'm sure a lot of you girls have been out with guys who are not emotionally mature in any way. But what does that look like exactly? Well, it's a guy he's not a nice guy. He's not in control of his emotions. He doesn't handle his emotions properly. He's low value. He's insecure, low confidence, low self-esteem. If there's an argument, he's very argumentative, okay? Has a lot of insecurities, very attacking, okay? Not particularly ambitious, low value type human, just lots of negative traits. Lots and lots of negative traits, which is, no one wants that. Realistically, if you want to achieve a 10 out of 10 relationship, you've got to be with a 10 out of 10 guy. A 10 out of 10 high value guy. A high value guy will plan dates. He will be a good communicator. He will be emotionally mature. Now, this video, it is about how to tell if a guy's emotionally mature, but even if you're a woman watching this, I want you to try to take some of the stuff I'm going to tell you and use it for yourself, because becoming emotionally mature, it's one of the most attractive things you can be. It's one of the most attractive things you can be, okay? Now, for me, being emotionally mature, what that means is you're in command of your emotions. Now, if you never really ever think about it, if you really think about it, who is the most emotionally immature humans? Probably toddlers, yeah? They're just learning about their emotions. Their brains are growing, they're learning things. They have no control. They have control, but realistically, if they get angry, they're angry. If they're sad, they're sad. They have tantrums, yeah? Now, if you think about a toddler, they have tantrums, they run out of apple juice, they have a tantrum, they kick a chair, they're getting angry, right? They're very animated. Do any of you guys know any adults like that? When I see a couple arguing, they look like a couple of toddlers with no emotional control or emotional maturity whatsoever. And they're having tantrums. What? An adult having a tantrum? Ridiculous. Absolutely absurd. Adults should not have tantrums at any stage. That's absolutely ridiculous, okay? Being an adult means you're emotionally mature and you don't have tantrums, because A, it's not effective, and B, it makes you look pretty stupid, okay? So toddlers aren't emotionally mature, obviously. Okay? They know how to control their emotions. Adults know how to control their emotions. Someone who's emotionally mature, they know how to control their emotions, which means, it doesn't mean someone who's super stoic all the time and shows no emotions. That's not what it means. It means someone who can use their emotions and embrace them and choose to use them how he wishes. What does that mean? Well, a good thing I get my clients to do is I say to themselves, okay, I want you to write down the night before how you want to feel tomorrow. So I go, okay, Sarah, how do you want to feel tomorrow? She'll go enthusiastic, or motivated, or energetic, or grateful, or at peace, or calm, or whatever, some sort of positive emotion, right? Now, in doing that exercise, it's a really good exercise, because what it's doing, it's choosing the emotion you want to feel for the following day. It's what I call an emotional goal. This is definitely on the track of becoming very emotionally mature. Okay? Not doing emotions as an after fact, but realizing you're a human being, you got lots of emotions, you can use them to your advantage by remembering all the emotions you feel, the 76 main emotions that we have, they are your toolbox of emotions. It's a toolbox, like a builder with a toolbox. You can choose what emotion you want. That's emotional maturity. That's having that full control of your emotions to choose what emotion you want at the appropriate time. Tomorrow, I want to feel enthusiastic. I want to feel enthusiastic. I want to feel motivated. I want to feel pumped up. I want to feel passionate, hungry, stuff like this, ambitious. And I will, because I choose to, okay? Guys who aren't very emotionally mature, they never put any thought into their emotions, okay? And their emotions come and go and they just don't even think about it, like a little kid. Your emotions are a big part of life. You must use them wisely. That's why people are emotionally mature. They do things like practicing gratitude on purpose. Intentionally get in line with your emotions, intentionally make those choices about emotions, to choose the emotions you want to have, to utilize them effectively. Yeah? If you sit down, me and my family sit down when we serve dinner, we all sit down, we all hold hands, we go around the table and say 3 things we're grateful for. Even if there's, I think the most people we had at the table was maybe 12, 13 people, we still went around. We only said 1 thing each, unless the food was gonna get cold. We went around the table, 1 thing we were grateful for, all the way around, holding hands. Yeah? Doesn't matter if you're hungry. You're gonna practice discipline, you're gonna say 1 thing you're grateful for. All right, a lot of people in the world who aren't going too well. We're very lucky that we live in a great country, okay? So that's really part of being emotionally mature and choosing what sort of life you want to have. What you feel and how you're going mentally and your emotions and all this sort of stuff, it directly relates to how good your life is, 100%. Can you remember back to a time where you felt particularly anxious or depressed or anything negative like this? When you look back at your life then, was it really that bad on paper? Not really. Like, it wasn't great. It's definitely a lot better now, but was it absolutely atrociously bad? Not really. But as you can see, with a bad mindset, it makes it 10,000 times worse and it feels like pure hell. You know, looking at it on paper, it's like, yeah, it's not great. It's not absolutely horrendous. Why was I so upset in that moment? Emotional maturity. When do guys become emotionally mature? One study in the UK shows that men become emotionally mature around the age of 43. Very hard thing to measure, guys. I'm not going to put too much weight into that UK study, okay? Some guys who are 43 are emotionally mature, sure. Some guys who are 43 are not emotionally mature. Look, when do most guys want to get married? When do most guys start looking for a wife? 27. That's a pretty accurate age. 27 is when guys start to go, okay, I've had a bit of fun. I've had a few girlfriends. Now I'm going to go, okay, now I want a wife. I want to settle down. I want to have a family. I want to become successful now. I'm sick of fucking around. I want to do it right. Understandable. It's good. 100%. Now, they usually that's the start of their maturity, and they just slowly become significantly more mature day after day after day. And then they have kids, they become more mature and all this other stuff, okay? When you have kids, you buy a house, you get married, you have to level up to a certain degree of maturity, emotional maturity, unless your life's going to be very difficult. 100%. 100%. Now, remember, girls, if you're a female watching this and you're having tantrums and yelling, throwing plates and acting like a real goose, that's not high value. That's low value behavior, okay? If you watch any of my content, I want you to try extremely hard. I want you to try extremely hard to be a high value person who's emotionally mature and acts with integrity at all times to make themselves better, their family better, their community better, and the whole universe better, okay? Act with integrity and be high value. It is extremely important, all right? Now, if you go out with a guy and he seems low value or emotionally immature, don't go out with him. What are some signs? What if you go on a date with a guy? How will you know if he's emotionally mature or not? Well, have a think about it. What's he gonna be talking about? If he's emotionally immature, what is he gonna be talking about? He's probably gonna be talking about, oh, my ex was so lovely, but you know, she liked this other guy and I wasn't enough for her and all this. He's gonna be complaining a lot. He's gonna be whinging. He's gonna be talking about other girls. He's gonna be talking about past intimate experiences. He's gonna has this almost like a victim type mindset, lots of negative stuff, a lot of lack of ambition, a lack of etiquette, a lack of self-awareness, all this sort of stuff. Negative, ugly, unattractive. You're gonna feel it. It's gonna feel unattractive. If he's not emotionally mature, it's gonna seem unattractive. And also, a really easy sign to see if a guy is emotionally immature, it's gonna be lots of ups and downs. Hot, cold, extreme. You're gonna see those emotions. He's gonna be happy and then sad, happy, sad. Unattractive, childlike, emotional roller coaster. You don't want that. A man is supposed to be a masculine man. He's supposed to be a rock. He's supposed to be solid along the line of emotion. Yeah? If he's ambitious, he's ambitious. Yeah? But it's not a huge roller coaster. Okay? You still have some ups and downs, but it's not the massive ups and downs. Okay? You want to avoid that sort of rubbish. So that's really, really important to do. Okay? Don't go with someone who's emotionally mature because it's gonna be so hard if you're trying to marry that person, try to have kids with them. Then if you're trying to raise kids in a household where people are emotionally immature, arguing and fights and you're hitting each other and it's just a complete mess. You don't want any of that. You don't want any of that. If you're a guy watching this, how can you become emotionally mature? Well, it takes practice. It takes practice. You gotta choose to, okay? You gotta choose to. You gotta work on things which actively makes you more disciplined. Just like anything, guys, Just like anything, emotions is more of a discipline. It's kind of like a discipline. It's learning how to do something, but it's a very much a discipline, which takes practice, okay? It takes a lot of practice. If someone cuts you off in traffic, how angry do you get? I don't get angry at all. If someone cuts me off in traffic, I just go, whew, glad I saw that coming. I tackle it with gratitude, not any negative emotion whatsoever. And then some people say, well, that person cut you off. Why didn't you get angry? Well, I'm not a perfect driver. I make mistakes all the time. I'm not going to pretend I'm a great driver who never makes mistakes. I make mistakes all the time. I don't crash, but I make mistakes. Sure, I don't see something, cut it a little bit close. Sure, not perfect. So you just got to remind yourself of those things. That's just being respectful to the world, respectful to others, respectful to yourself, being emotionally mature. Yeah. As you can see, guys, this emotional maturity stuff, it's a lot of mindset. It's a lot of mindset. It's choosing to have that great mindset, choosing to be in charge of your emotions, choosing what emotion you want to feel, okay? And that's always, realistically, when I ask people what emotions they want to feel, it's always gratitude, enthusiasm, motivation, inspiration, happiness, calm, energized, ambitious. That's the standard sort of ones, okay? So you got to practice. You got to actively go, tomorrow I'm going to feel enthusiastic. That's it. It's almost like an affirmation. It's almost like an emotional affirmation of what you want to feel. I love it. An emotional goal. Did you achieve the emotional goal? Because you think about it and you go, okay, I want to feel enthusiastic tomorrow. What am I going to do? Maybe I could write out a big goal list of what I want to achieve in the next 5 years. Read it and go, okay, now I'm getting ambitious. Now I'm feeling energized. Now I know where I'm going. I'm focused. I'm pumped up. I'm going to smash it. It might be looking at a vision board. It might be doing an ice bath. Whatever. It's always something like that. But I'm going to tell you what it's not. If you want to feel particularly enthusiastic tomorrow, you're probably not going to go, well, I want to feel enthusiastic. So you know what? I might eat a bag of chips and watch a movie. That's not going to be it, is it? But if you wanted to feel depressed, maybe watching a movie and a bag of chips is a good idea. Maybe sing it down with a couple of beers as well. As you can see, guys, when we're emotionally focused on our emotional goals, we tend to make much, much better decisions. Yeah? How do I want to feel? And then to the goal to it. You'll always get the best answers because you go, I want to feel grateful. Again, the answer's not TV. You're going to go and take action. Emotional goals. Very, very powerful. It's a very interesting idea I came up with. I love it. Now, a bit of a warning to any girls watching this. I've worked on my emotions for many years. I've worked on my mindset. I've worked on my mindset for the last 10 years, guys, significantly all the time. Very disciplined, very dedicated towards having a fantastic mindset. It wasn't a cakewalk. I'll tell you that, not a cakewalk at all, okay? Less than 10 years ago, I had a terrible mindset. Terrible, okay? Ups and downs all over the shop. It was an absolute mess. Really bad at some points. Okay? But again, you can have a fantastic mindset if you're willing to put in the work and practice, and put in the work, you will have a great mindset. It's not overly complicated either. I'm going to tell you what, another thing as well, which might be a bit triggering to some people, having a fantastic mindset at no point included me going to therapy for years at all. It did include ice baths, it included hobbies, it included working on my goals, affirmations and gratitude, deleting toxic people. Those 5 things were essential. What was not essential was going for therapy at all. What a joke of an industry. I know some people see what I do as similar-ish. It's not even close. Not even close. Very triggering. I don't really like saying that sort of sentences. I don't like talking negatively. Maybe I should edit that part out of the video. I want you to really, if you watch this video, I want you to really dedicate a very large amount of time to becoming emotionally intelligent, having a fantastic mindset, becoming emotionally mature, and emotional master, okay, of your life. Your life will significantly improve because it changes how you live. You're choosing to live a good life. You're choosing to live a healthy life. You're choosing to live with integrity and with a good mindset, a sunny disposition, okay? Choose it. We all see the people dragging their feet to work on a Monday. Oh, I got to work today. This is going to suck. My life is terrible. Oh man, everything is just the worst. Complain. They don't do anything about it. If they rated their life, it doesn't look very good on the outside, I'll tell you that. You gotta, if you want to live a great life, you kind of have to choose it. It's not going to happen to you accidentally. Some people who have a great life, they look at it as a terrible life. Other people with somewhat not a very good life, not particularly financially good, they consider life fantastic. You really got to have a good point of view. You got to have that sunny disposition, and that's a choice and a practice. It's a practical discipline. You got to practice. You got to practice. Start today. Ask yourself, guys, how do I want to feel tomorrow? Okay. And if you ever meet a guy who's emotionally immature, avoid him. 100% avoid him. Okay. You need to find a guy who's emotionally mature today. All right. He can control his emotions today. I know that study in the UK said men who are 43 tend to become emotionally mature. I know a lot of men in their 40s and their 50s, they're not emotionally mature at all. They're a complete mess. There's not even ones I coach. Just guys I know. They're not emotionally mature at all. Low confidence, low self-esteem, insecure, all over the shop, egotistical, arrogant. It's not emotionally mature on any level. I really don't think it has much to do with age. I think it has to do with focus and intention. Finding someone who actually wants to be emotionally mature. The warning I was going to say to you girls is finding a guy who's really emotionally mature, really high value emotionally mature, it's pretty rare. I'm not going to lie. I wish I could say, guys, you can easily find an emotionally mature man like that. Thousands of them. No, they're rare. They're rare. There's not a lot of them, okay? Which makes me sad to see. So look, if you're a guy watching this, send it to your male friends or whatever. You've got to become emotionally mature, guys. Okay, it's essential as a man, especially as a man, but everybody, but especially for men, that you master your emotions, become a master of your emotions, become a high value man who has a brilliant mindset and just can regulate his emotions, and someone who's emotionally mature. It's essential. There's nothing more unattractive than a male who's emotionally immature. Because what do I call that? I call that a boy. It's not a man. A boy isn't emotionally mature, can't control his emotions. A man is emotionally mature. If you're a man watching this, if you're a male watching this and you don't feel like you're emotionally mature, I'm not blaming you per se. It's probably your dad's fault, but the time for blaming your parents is over. Now it's time to take your life in your own hands and make your own decisions. Okay? If you need help, guys, reach out. I know you watched this video, which is fantastic. Put into practice what I said. Put into practice what I said. Don't just watch it. Like, I like if you guys watch it, like it, subscribe to the channel, comment, whatever. That's fantastic. But I'd rather you write down what you just learned and then put it into practice. Put it into practice, guys, unless it's just empty information. Okay? Yes, my grandkids probably watch this one day, which makes me feel very good. I love that. But again, if you're my grandkid watching this in 50 years time, yeah, 50 years would work. If you're watching it in 50 years time, don't just watch it, okay? Put it into practice. Watch it, take notes, practice. Action is where the good stuff happens. Okay, see ya.